Have you ever felt like you're in a silent negotiation with yourself, a constant, exhausting tug of war between the person you know you can be and the person you feel you are right now? You promise yourself you'll wake up early, you'll eat better, you'll finally start that project, but when the alarm screams, or the couch calls, or the blank page stares back, the willpower just evaporates. And you're left with that familiar feeling of letting yourself down again. It's a special kind of loneliness, isn't it? Feeling like a stranger to your own promises. We've been taught that discipline is a grim, joyless battle of gritting your teeth and white-knuckling your way through resistance. But what if we've been fighting this war all wrong? What if the secret to building the life you want isn't about punishing the person you are, but about finally, generously, rewarding them? This struggle often comes from a deep-seated belief that we are fundamentally undisciplined, that we lack some essential quality that other, more successful people possess. We see ourselves as a fixed entity, a car with a faulty engine, rather than a dynamic being that can be shaped and guided. We try to force change through sheer self-criticism, believing that if we are just hard enough on ourselves, we will finally fall in line. But criticism is a terrible teacher. It shuts down the mind and closes the heart. It makes the journey feel like a punishment, and the human spirit, quite rightly, rebels against punishment. The real shift happens when you realize you are not a fixed statue, but a living, breathing, feeling ecosystem. And the most powerful way to guide any living system is not with a whip, but with a compass that points toward pleasure, toward reward, toward feeling good about the progress you're making. This requires a new kind of clarity, one that isn't just about the distant, shimmering mirage of a goal, but about the very next step and, more importantly, how that step will feel. We get so fixated on the what, losing 20 pounds, writing a book, getting a promotion, that we forget the why that fuels our soul. The why is the feeling we believe that goal will give us: freedom, pride, connection, peace. But we postpone that feeling, telling ourselves we can only feel proud after we've crossed the finish line. We delay the celebration, and in doing so, we drain the journey of its joy. What if you didn't have to wait? What if you could tap into that feeling of pride and accomplishment not just at the end, but all along the way? This is where your vision meets a new, kinder form of discipline, a discipline built not on deprivation, but on celebration. Because discipline fueled by self-loathing is a flame that quickly burns out. But discipline fueled by self-respect, by the genuine anticipation of a reward you've promised yourself, becomes a sustainable fire. It transforms the journey from a grim march into a series of welcomed steps. The action itself, the thing you've been resisting, becomes the key that unlocks a small, meaningful treasure. You are no longer just grinding, you are investing in your own happiness. You are building a relationship with yourself based on trust and generosity. You show up for that morning run not because you hate your body, but because you love the feeling of that hot, delicious coffee and 10 minutes of quiet reading you've promised yourself afterward. You are, quite literally, learning how to parent yourself, to guide yourself with encouragement, with clear boundaries, and with loving rewards. This is where we move from theory into the messy, beautiful reality of imperfect action. You won't always get it right. Some days, the reward might feel too small, or you might skip the action and give yourself the reward anyway, and that's okay. This isn't about another rigid system to fail at. It's about a new relationship to succeed within. The setbacks are data. They tell you what rewards truly light up your brain, what actions feel sustainable, and where you need to adjust the agreement you have with yourself. This process itself becomes a lesson in self-love and adaptability. It teaches you to listen to your own needs, to be flexible, and to appreciate the simple fact that you are trying, that you are showing up for yourself in a new way. Each small reward is an act of gratitude for the effort, not just the outcome. And as you practice this, you start to tune out the loud, external voices telling you what you should be doing, and you start to listen to the quiet, internal whisper that knows what you truly need. You learn to design rewards that are deeply personal and nourishing, not just what society says is a treat. The greatest reward often becomes the feeling of integrity itself, the profound peace that comes from knowing you kept a promise to yourself. You become the source of your own motivation, the architect of your own joy. The external world stops being the manager of your happiness, and you step into the role of the CEO of your own life. So today, I want you to try a small, quiet experiment in self-trust. Think of one tiny habit you've been struggling to build. Just one. Maybe it's drinking 1 glass of water when you wake up, or reading 5 pages, or taking 2 minutes to stretch. Now, I want you to pair it with a small, immediate, and genuinely enjoyable reward. Not something you think you should enjoy, but something you actually. It could be 60 seconds of your favorite song, a single square of dark chocolate, a moment to look out the window at the sky. Do the small action, and then, without guilt, without hesitation, give yourself the reward. Feel the connection form in your mind. See the shift from I have to I get to. This is how you rewire yourself for joy. This is how you build a life where the path itself becomes the destination, paved not with struggle, but with countless, small, self-given gifts. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a potential to be unlocked, and the key has been in your hand all along. It's time to use it.